Not ready. You hit record, didn't you?
Yeah.
This is getting weird.
I can just edit that out if we want.
I don't want to edit it out. This is raw, man. Raw is war. It's sharp cheddar, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, no, I just wanted to let you know, since we're getting personal and we're getting close and everything like that, I don't believe in giraffes.
But they're real.
No, they're not. Mechanical robots made by the government to sell propaganda. I went to the zoo once with my father, and he was like, hey, Jesse, look at that giraffe over there. And I was like, what giraffe? He's like, that giraffe over there. I looked right at him, and you know what he said to me? It's time for the enthusiasts.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
What is up, everybody? YouTube fans, or a demographic about 23 to 40 viewers on a good day. How's everybody doing? This is one of your hosts of The Enthusiast, Jesse Nazario, here with my good, scrumptious friend, who seems to age like a wine better and better every time I see him. Go ahead and introduce yourself, even though you got cheese in your mouth.
You're the best. Will Zabo.
Will Zabo. That's what our friendship is. I bust you up to put
I'm
you
glad
down
you brought
later.
up wine. Because we're now on episode 21.
Oh! I was going to drink this episode too. But it's
And we have cheese,
we do
wine.
cheese, wine. Women, kind of, our significant others.
Upstairs.
That's it, yep.
Chit-chatting.
Yes. See, my wife is about, I'd say on the look-wise as me, because I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like amazing look-wise. So my wife's about a 10, I'd say. So I had to settle. You can't do better than perfection. You, on the other hand, your girlfriend's really pretty.
Yes.
And it's weird, because she could have done a lot better. It's
Thanks.
super awkward. So, is that why you knocked her up? Is that what happened?
I had to make sure she couldn't go anywhere.
All right. What you been doing this week?
Working. Moving. In the moving process, we just got our fridge, washer, and dryer in. Trying to play games. Has not been very successful. Played a little bit of Wonder Boys.
Oh, I seen you were playing that on the last episode.
Yes.
Looks difficult.
It is.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Now, I don't know if it's... So, here's the thing. There's the slight slide from the platforming. So, I don't know if you played... it kind of feels like every episode, every level is ice. Where your character slides slightly further than when I've stopped him from moving. And I'm like, oh, this makes platforming a little difficult. I'd get used to it. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like on an actual ice level.
Yeah. You're flying across the room. I beat Final Fantasy this week.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't beat Final Fantasy 15 somehow. If you're like me, the only human being on Earth that's months behind. Skip ahead about 5 minutes to be safe, maybe? Question mark? The 10-year jump? Amazing. I don't know why I like that so much, but
I do too.
First off, when I woke up, I was like, oh, it's been months, he's got a beard, look at that. And then when he's like, it's been 10 years, I was like, what? Mind blown.
Yeah. And everyone looks so cool.
They did, everybody. And I loved how, what's his name? I got a good name.
Not Prompto. Ignis?
Ignis. I love how he was blind, and because it'd been 10 years, he just got so badass blind.
Yep.
He moved better than anybody else. Yeah, so overall, though, yeah, very great game, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a limb here and surprise everybody. I'm going to say it's my favorite Final Fantasy.
Really?
Yes, top 10 for me.
Definitely made my top 10 as well. I think it's my second now. Didn't beat 9 for me yet, but it's still really good. I will say I love the character chemistry. I loved the banter. I loved the bromance of driving in the car together.
Yes, yeah.
And the story was good. My problem I think I ran into with it was a lot of the quests felt the same. And I would have rather them kind of either A, cut back a little bit on the quests and maybe make the world a little smaller if you had to make it, just not feel like I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Or write a little bit better for your side quests.
Well, I realized you said you put how many hours into it?
I put 86.
Yeah, I beat it in like 35 hours.
Okay.
So
But you probably didn't do. Did you do a lot
I
of?
did a lot of the side quests in the beginning. That's why I leveled up so high in the beginning. And then when I wanted to just finish, I straight did story mission. So I ended up in level like 46 to finish the game.
Okay, I think I beat it at like 87. Yeah, and then after I beat it, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go for 99. So I hit 99. But they actually released a patch that 99 is not the level cap anymore. It's 120.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so.
You must be just badass, like mowing through people with no issue.
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. Especially once you get the ring.
I do love that ring, man.
Just sit there and cast death.
Yep.
It's pretty great.
The biggest compliment I give it is the final boss. Felt like a good final boss.
Yeah.
It was so simple. Just a guy, you know what I mean? Not a normal, like, huge Final Fantasy monster. He's not a shark that looks like a penis. Final Fantasy X reference. He was just a simple guy. It was really nice.
And it was also really fun for that fight that he kind of had the same powers as you.
Yes.
So you're just like blinking around.
You know what it felt like? The Neo and Smith fight from Matrix 3.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
The only other fight I would say that I would put up there with that one was when you first fight Aranea.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And you have to like blink up to her in the sky, and you're fighting in the sky.
That was really fun. I also liked, what's his face? The Luna's brother? The one who's infected?
That was
fun too.
I actually felt bad.
Nah, he needed it, man.
No, he was getting you the sword.
I understand that, but he was getting taken out. Okay, that's what it was. All right, that's enough Final Fantasy 15 months after its release.
Yeah. No one cares anymore. They're like, all right, I'm turning this off. You're going to talk about Final Fantasy?
All right. What do you think? Time for the news?
I think it is time for the news. So we have quite a bit. We'll go back to the Star Wars news because last week when we kind of did our episode, it was in the middle of all the Star Wars stuff. So there was a few things we didn't get to. One was that they did announce that The Last Jedi will absolutely cover Rey's parentage.
Which absolutely means it's not Luke. She's not a Skywalker.
I am praying.
Yeah. There's no way, man. How disappointing that would be.
I keep saying that to people, and a lot of people seem to disagree with me. A lot of people are like, no, it'd be great if she was a Skywalker. And I'm like, why would you want that? You're making... First off, I don't want her to be related to any existing character, and here's why. You're making this universe far, far away small.
Yeah.
You're basically saying, no matter what, everyone's a Skywalker.
Well, it's not that I don't want her related to anybody. I'd want her, maybe that's fine, just not a Skywalker. You know what I mean?
We need this to stop.
Just not just stop. It's like, oh, come on. Skywalkers are the only chosen ones.
I just want the world to feel expanded. Not like it's just this small family.
So you think her parents were Jedis then?
I actually think she had a similar birth to Anakin. Because remember, your parents didn't have to have the Force in order for you to have the Force. That's not how the Force works.
Correct.
And just because your parents can use the Force doesn't mean that when you're born, you can use the Force.
Yeah, I guess.
Because, I mean, look at Leia. She's Force sensitive, but she can't use it.
I'm pretty sure she tried hard enough. She could have used the Force.
Maybe.
But, okay, I can see what you mean.
Whereas Luke, he can use the Force. But I feel like he's not as good at sensing it as Leia is.
That is true. Leia could get a message anywhere. What? Okay.
Apparently Leia knew that was her brother.
Yeah.
When she kissed him.
Yeah. So weird.
Yeah.
There's no way he had that written already, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know. I'm hoping it's somebody we don't know. But at the same time, I hope there's some comparison in there somewhere in family. Whether you find out her parents were one of the Jedis that fell because of Kylo Ren.
Okay.
Or, why was she abandoned there in the first place? Well, there's a lot of options.
One of the big reasons I also don't want her to be related to anyone is we have Kylo Ren, who's already established as he's related to someone.
Yeah.
I don't see them really killing him off. I kind of see him being that new character that's on the
fence.
Yeah. Like, I think right now he's either going to go back to being good or he's going to just go evil. Because he doesn't see... I think he wants to be Darth Vader, but deep down, he's not Vader. And that's the problem. Like, he wants to be evil. He wants to be this badass, but that's not him.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. Theories on who do you think it could be, and then theories on who you want it to be.
Yeah. For the parents? Who I want it to be is just a new established character. I don't want it to be anyone. You know who I wouldn't mind? Maybe the new blind Jedi from Rebels. Just to tie Rebels into it. I think that would be interesting.
It's not bad. Okay.
Who an existing character that I probably wouldn't mind? Probably, honestly, the only Ben Kenobi wouldn't even make sense though. She can't be a Kenobi because her age compared to Luke's, it wouldn't add up.
Unless she's like a granddaughter of Kenobi.
That maybe. But other than that, I don't want her to be a Skywalker. Yeah, so I don't know.
I don't want it to be divine birth, as in like Anakin again.
Like Anakin.
I don't want that.
You don't want Jesus?
Yeah, because then to me you're a reincarnation of Anakin all over again. So you're still technically a Skywalker.
I can agree.
No matter what.
I can understand that.
Besides, I feel like they kind of explained why Anakin was just born. I feel like what's his face? Palpatine's master was the kind that created him. Remember Palpatine when they could make life?
Darth Plagueis.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Plagueis
with the long face.
Yeah, he could create.
Why the long face, Plagueis? Sorry.
God, that was horrible. I hate you.
8 more views for that. Anyway, if I had to guess on who it would be, I feel like she's most likely related to a Jedi we know, so either Kenobi or Skywalker. If I want somebody, Lando Calrissian.
Ooh.
And I want her to never explain why she's not black. Just like, he can even have a black wife, and like, just happened that way, man.
She's Michael Jackson.
Yes, that's right. So,
you know who else I wouldn't mind actually instead of the blind? Ezra.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Because Ezra, I feel like his age would make more sense. Because by the time he's old enough to have children, I feel like her age would make sense for her.
Yeah, it can make sense. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I hope they kind of do that, but we'll see. Speaking of Ezra and Rebels has 1 season left. They said that 4 is going to be the last one. It's going to be really dark. What do you think? Do you think this is a good time to end it?
I think it's a great time to end it, to be honest.
Okay.
That means that they had a plan on what they wanted to do. And I feel like as long as they don't drag it out, you get the best out of the series, in my opinion. Like, I hate to bring this up, but Seinfeld ended at 9. And it could have went on season by season, but Jerry Seinfeld had felt that they reached their point, and that's why they ended. So I feel like if they want to end it at 4, and they're not money grabbing like that, that's great, man. And so far, I've not been disappointed by that series. So,
Yeah.
Let's hope it.
Yeah, I think...
Let's hope it, man.
Last hope. I would say that I think it's obviously they had the plan, which is good that they're going to follow through with it. I don't know if maybe they're ending it a little too soon because I feel like the viewership has only gone up with each season. I felt like season 1 had a slow start, and then once it started getting good, people were like, ooh.
Well, a lot of people, they joined later on in season 1 or hype got them involved. Because I know I didn't watch it for the longest time because I just wasn't even that into Clone Wars either, even though I heard that was a great series. And somebody had mentioned it was pretty good, so I picked it up on sale on Blu-ray, and I got hooked to that first season.
Yeah.
I love Ezra's lightsaber. I love that gun blaze. They thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
And then the second season, I know a lot of people went to see that because they heard Darth Vader was going to be in it more, so they were excited just to see Vader. And now the third season, a lot of people saw because Darth Maul. There's a lot of people who
Spoiler alert,
really like Darth Maul.
He's giving things away for everybody.
Well, Darth Maul actually came back in Clone Wars. So.
He did. Came back with stupid robot legs.
What's wrong with robot legs?
Nothing. Remember the first ones he had though? He looked like a crab.
Oh yeah,
really dumb.
Well, those are the ones he kind of made himself.
He made. I get it. All right, I understand. It's really weird that what's his face did the voice for him, Samuel Whitworth.
Yeah.
Instead of the original actor, I thought that was really odd.
The original actor though, they ain't even talking.
Yeah, but he had lines. There was another actor that dubbed over it.
Oh.
So Ray Parks played him, and then another actor did the voice.
Oh.
Ray Parks didn't know that. Ray Parks was saying the line, thinking that it was going to be him, and they were like, no, we're dubbing over him.
Just it's another Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Poor
exactly.
British guy.
We don't like the way your voice sounds, so no thanks.
But yeah, I mean, as long as they end it well. So what do you think's next?
I don't know, because right away you had 2 Star Wars series that shouldn't have done well and did. Like Star Wars Clone Wars, although I got a little bit out of it, I've watched a lot of the later seasons that people recommended, and it got much better.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the series, like
it was one of those things where we're gonna end it. I was kind of like, man, I wish it was one more
the
season.
General Grievous episode where they go to his castle and you see like the levels of him through the years when he's adding machine parts. I got chills during that episode. I was like, yeah, and I feel like Rebels is the same way. It's a really out of nowhere amazing show, and what I think it is one, these guys that make these shows are huge Star Wars fans. And two, I think the limitability they have, sometimes limitability, that's not a word, limitations they have help. Because this is in their shared universe. This exists in the movie universe. So they can't go too far out of their way, but they have a lot of liberties because it's not during the films.
Okay.
My opinion, next story you have to tell is between episode 6 and episode 7.
Okay. I wouldn't mind if they say, forget the in-between, and they make a series that's happening during 7, 8, and 9. Like, you kind of see it from different characters. Because I do agree with you that the limitations help with making sure a story flows very well. Because, like, they have an endpoint. You know what I mean? Like, Rebels has to end before episode 4, basically. Because that's the whole timeline.
Before Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the whole timeline. And before that, Clone Wars had to end before episode 3.
Yeah, because they said they would have loved to go on with Clone Wars, but by this point, was it 6 seasons?
Yeah.
And they only had a 3-year gap period they were supposed to do, so it was tough.
So I think I would much rather them just say, you know what, let's do something new. We already have our new stuff with Disney. Let's kind of like see what we can come up with the series and just get it going.
You know what I would actually love to see is Kyle Katarn.
Okay.
Make him canon. Give me his storyline. That would be really cool to see.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What if Rey is Kyle Katarn's daughter?
You're dead to me.
No, that'd be awesome, man. Because he was such a rich character in the expanded Star Wars universe, and they even made General Vaspin. They made him like official character now, and why not him? He was so cool. He was Luke's like number 1.
This is true.
But he had a brown club, man, and just one of them. Sorry, I got really excited.
You're all right.
You got excited too.
A little, like half a chub.
All right, fair enough. Respectful.
So let's keep going with the news. Looks like Will Smith is in talks to be Genie.
You've never had a friend like me.
Oh, I hope not.
Me and my wife were discussing this yesterday. We were buying me a new pair of shoes, which I got, by the way, on sale for $20. Not these.
Oh, okay.
For work, stupid.
So, sorry.
Sorry you weren't there and didn't know. You're dumb.
Yeah, apparently.
So my wife was like, I don't like the idea. And I said to me, and me and you discussed this before, no matter who they cast, everybody's going to hate it. It's not Robin Williams.
Yes.
So I feel like being devil's advocate, if they go a different route, because they can't go funny and silly, because then that guy is dead in the water before it starts off. They can't repeat any of the lines from the original movie.
I agree.
It's not going to happen. So if they go with a snarky, I've been doing this too long Genie, that's like sarcastic and that's how he's funny, I think Will Smith will fit that perfectly.
I wouldn't, maybe. I wouldn't mind a jerk Genie.
Like that rap song, you a jerk, you a jerk.
I just feel like, I agree 100%. You can't do a funny Genie, and you really, I think no matter what, we talked about it before, like we said, no matter who they pick, people are going to be upset.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this pick for Will Smith. And I don't know if it's for that reason. If it's because in my head it's like, well, it's not Robin Williams. Or if it's because the way I view Will Smith doesn't fit that character to me.
I really like Will Smith, so I'm willing to give him a chance. I think he does a good job in the majority of those roles. I can't really think of one I didn't like him in. I think in Fresh Prince, he showed that he has drama, he has comedy. You know what I mean? He's got that range. If you didn't cry that episode of Fresh Prince when his dad came back, you're not human. Okay? That's true. So, but I mean...
Spoiler alert.
Fresh Prince? We're doing a spoiler for Fresh Prince.
Just saying.
The show ended in like 97, man.
Just saying, some people probably haven't seen it. You talked about it, they were like, wow, Will Smith was a part of Fresh Prince? I love Will Smith. Never saw Fresh Prince because I was born in 98.
Good point. Anyway, really good show, by the way. Any millennials, it's fantastic.
Now you know his dad comes back.
He doesn't, though. He doesn't. Anyway, I feel like if you're a genie, and what did he say? He's been stuck being a genie for 5,000 years.
I think it's a 10.
Or 10,000 years.
10,000
years. So, you know what I mean? You got to be a little cynical. You know what I mean? By this point, you are stuck doing people's orders. So it's probably going to be something along the lines of, oh, you're going to use your last wish for me? Sure you are, buddy. I believe that. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I think he might be able to do a good job.
We'll see.
I'm still really excited. The thing that confuses me, though, is Disney promised no whitewashing.
Well,
I
he's
agree.
not white.
Will Smith is not white. But he's far from Indian or Arabic or anything like that. I mean, he's technically closer than,
a white guy.
a white guy, but and plus he's a genie. And that goes to the thing. What timeline is the genie going to be meant for? Are we going to get into the genie's backstory at all? You know what I mean? I'm very curious. I always found it really weird that Robin Williams' genie was in the lamp for 10,000 years, but he was Arabic in dress and clothing and everything like that.
That makes sense, yeah. I wonder if they're going to make the Sultan white. Because he looked white in the anime.
No, there's no way, man.
He looked like a short white guy.
Aladdin, his skin complexion changes throughout the film. That's one of the big controversies of that movie. He gets lighter throughout that film.
Oh,
That's insane, yeah.
Oh, you're right. Once it becomes like Prince Ali.
But hey,
Ali Ababla.
I do enjoy Aladdin, though. That was great.
Ali Ababu.
Yes, Prince of Boo Boo. Real quick, I don't care about Aladdin because you can get any punk to play Aladdin. All right, honestly any decent
Any street rat?
any decent looking guy who can hold his chops. He's got the part. I think you'd be perfect, actually.
Thanks. I should do it.
I can see you in just the vest with no shirt, the little hat for no reason.
Really baggy pajama pants.
I feel like who's gonna make this movie is the genie and Jafar. So who would you guess to cast as Jafar?
I honestly have no idea. And here's why I have no idea. Because they're trying not to whitewash. I can't think of... I don't know enough Arabic or Indian actors personally that I can view as an evil character. You know who they could probably pick? The guy from Jurassic World.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking... I like him. He's fine. The one I was actually thinking of was The Internship. Their boss, the Indian guy there that was super sarcastic. I could just see him pulling off the "Listen, Prince of Boo Boo Boo" like that line's perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll see though. I'm excited.
The guy from Jurassic World, whenever he was serious, did look like he was like a bad guy. So I could see.
Was he a bad guy or a bad guy? What about what's his name from Lost? Oh, I can't remember his name.
I've only seen like the first 5 episodes of Lost.
Saeed from Lost, Indian guy.
Saeed. Moving on.
Better than the Walking Dead.
Did you like the X-Files?
I love the X-Files.
Yeah, it's coming back.
I know. I'm really excited. I love when it came back.
For a 10-episode event.
I'm really excited about that. I don't know why they just don't bring the series back because it's the second time they're doing a 10-episode event?
Yeah.
And the first time it was received really, really well.
Now, do you want them, if they were to bring it back, besides this is obviously going to be in the same universe because I'm pretty sure the same actors and all are coming back.
Yeah.
Would you want them to reboot X-Files? Or in this established universe with new actors? Because I feel like these actors, if they were to bring it back permanently, I feel like these guys probably couldn't stick around. Maybe they could do like a, hey, they're passing the torch kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe stick with a 10-episode event. I don't know. It all depends on where they're going with this. Maybe it's leading to another movie. Because I love another movie.
Ooh.
Because the first X-Files movie I love. The second one, I don't think anybody liked it. I think the director watched that back.
Second one? What are you talking about?
Second X-Files.
No, stop reminding me of it.
Oh, I see what you do. So hopefully this just leads into another X-Files movie, and I'd be really cool with it.
A good one?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think both those actors, David Duchovny and whatever her face is, that's not him, they have amazing chemistry. They're fantastic together. So like I could watch them over and over again.
When I was really little and I saw the X-Files for the first time, I instantly covered my head just from the music. These are the X-Files.
Ghost walking. Oh God! I remember the ghost walking in the hallway. And my brother was like, "That's real, by the way." I was like, "Shut up! No, it's not." It is true. You know what episode terrified me was the one with the they were giving the babies injections to make them super smart, and every once in a while, it'd make the kid deformed. Oh man, that terrified me.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're. Oh, we're not. We have two more things of movie news. Captain Marvel found its directors. So yeah, you're yawning. I get it.
What do you think about that? Like, technically, that's going to be Marvel's first female solo movie.
It is.
That's so weird. They've had Black Widow for how long?
I honestly kind of think it's a slap to the face to Marvel fans,
Yeah.
only because DC's already doing it.
Yeah.
Like they're already taking that risk.
Yeah.
And I find
I understand Wonder Woman's a lot huger as a character.
But Black Widow blew up after the first Avengers movie.
I agree with that.
I am super surprised that after the first Avengers movie, they never thought, let's make her have a solo movie.
Yeah.
She has big parts in other movies. Like
She's got a lot of backstory.
Yeah. You dying?
Yep. Inside because of Marvel.
Like Winter Soldier, she was a big part of that.
Yeah. And it's just, and no offense to Brie Larson, because I understand she's an Oscar winner, she's very talented, but to me that's Marvel's way of saying we think she can carry her own film. We don't think Scarlett Johansson can.
Scarlett Johansson does sell movies though. People do go see movies just because she's in it.
And I feel like what was the other, not the Olsen twin, the one that plays Scarlet Witch.
Oh, it is an Olsen. It is one of the Olsens, but it's not the twin.
It's a little sister.
It's the younger
the talented one out of all of them. But I feel like, I would love to see the Scarlet Witch movie too. Like, you know what I mean?
I honestly wouldn't mind, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, a team up of her and Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, it'd be cool.
I think that would be a cool one.
I'm wondering how they were going to go into that storyline wise, because technically, Vision, her, and Doctor Strange powers are all based off of magic.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all different versions of that magic. Doctor Strange pulled things in from other dimensions. Where her, it was messing with her DNA from what Hydra did to her, so she was able to manipulate things. And Vision is literally just powered off the Infinity Stone.
Which we know has to be taken from him, so I'm curious as to how that's going to
You're killing it, man. It's over. Say goodbye to Vision. You can't live with a chunk of your forehead missing. Can you?
I don't know, I never tried.
So I'm wondering what they're gonna do with this storyline, though. How they're gonna explain her? Are they gonna explain the other Captain Marvels before her?
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. I haven't read the new Captain Marvel stuff. I know that she's been established as like a big poster person now for Marvel. Like she's pretty much a poster girl for Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's now going to be the main one, but they really kind of pushed her into the forefront.
I mean, to me, it's like when they decided to do the second Ant-Man versus Hank Pym, I was like, oh, why are they doing that? Why are they doing Scott Lang? That doesn't make any sense. But they already set it up that Hank Pym had been Ant-Man.
Yes.
This is, and that was fine with me. So how are they going to do something similar with that? You know what I mean?
That there have been other.
You know what I mean? And is she... Captain Marvel's like kind of a bigger superhero, so is that going to make people a little jaded? Be like, oh, well, I wish that was my Captain Marvel instead of the one we got in the film. So I'm curious.
Since we're still on the topic of Marvel, there is one more Marvel news. It doesn't have to do really with the movies, but with the comics, which could dive into the movies. So I'm curious as to hear what you think. Did you hear that they recently may have revealed that Captain America has always been a bad guy?
No.
Yes.
It's a scroll.
They have revealed that he has always been a secret Hydra agent.
I don't believe it.
Yeah?
You really think that's the storyline they're going to go with forever, though?
Probably not forever.
Thank you.
They're
Exactly.
probably going to get to a point where they're going to be like, oh, he was actually hypnotized.
He's been a double, triple, four agent.
He's really been an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., who was a secret agent of Hydra.
Who actually worked for Hogwarts and don't. As much, and I know people think I attack Marvel. As much as I do love Marvel's character, like I love Captain America and I love a lot of Marvel characters, they cop out all the time in their stories. They do it quicker than later.
And I think that's one of the things I really like about DC. DC's, they don't care about killing someone off.
Yeah. Like, even people can talk about the death of Superman, how he returned. I agree with that. But that, if you listen to any DC people, that was their whole plan originally, was to bring him back.
Yeah.
It wasn't a shock value. They had a storyline written to bring him back. The issue is, once they killed him off, it took off in the media. They're like, oh.
Shit, we weren't expecting to get this much of
Like,
publicity.
You know what I mean? So I agree. DC does bring their heroes back too. I do, but I feel like it's less of a cop out. Like Marvel's is always a scroll.
Yes. Or I feel like Marvel always likes to do the whole, they get rid of a hero so that people kind of miss them, just to bring them back so people buy their comics in bulk. Like Wolverine. Wolverine's dead right now. We know he's going to come back. There's no way Wolverine's going to stay gone forever.
Well, I mean, when it comes to the X-Men, I don't know. Marvel seems pissed at the X-Men for not being able to acquire the rights back. So they have been killing them all off.
But they also have been pushing new X-Men. It's not like they've just been killing them and not bringing anything to the forefront. Like now Wolverine is...
a female.
Yeah, X-23. She took over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if anything, you kind of gave Fox the perfect idea of, all right, we now know what to do.
Thank you.
We don't need Hugh Jackman anymore, and we're not going to recast...
They really do, though, because Hugh Jackman's so great.
We're not going to recast that Wolverine because we'll probably get backlash. But if we do
X-23.
Yeah. Which I don't know how you're going to do that either, but...
Either way...
I was just curious as to what you thought, and, like, do you think that's something they're going to put in the movies? Like, is that a way that they're going to send off Chris Evans? Because Chris Evans said that even after the Avengers movies, he's willing now to continue doing Captain America. But for how long?
I feel like there was no way they'll ever. That to me, it's a slap in the face of all like Captain America fans. You know what I mean? There's something that was the best thing you ever did with Captain America's character, in my opinion, was when he was against the registration in Civil War. And I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the actual comics.
Yeah.
Because he was always the poster boy for America, and this was the one thing where he's like, right is right, wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
And I gotta stand that. And I really like that. And even the movie showed a prime example. Even that was tinkering a lot with his character. You know what I mean? This is just taking it too far. That's like to say, if it finally came out that Batman was all in his head and he's actually a crazy guy in Arkham. And that's the lore now of Batman. No, you know how pissed Batman fans would be?
Yeah.
Like, there's some things you don't do to a character.
DC's there. Shit, scratch that out. Scratch that out. That's what we were gonna do. We were gonna reveal it next.
But you know what I mean? I feel like the worst cop out DC's ever done, when you want to talk about cop out, was when instead of having Batman and Talia conceive Damian because they loved each other, she date raped Batman, and like. Even that made me lose a lot of respect.
Well, I think another cop out was Batman is technically one of the only heroes to have never died. Because when we thought he died in the comics, he actually was trapped in time.
Absolutely, man. That doesn't happen to you all the time.
I really think that while I don't mind Batman never dying, I wish that if you were going to do it, just kind of
the way I love that DC did that though was when they're like, all right, we called it Batman R.I.P. We never said he was going to die. You all assumed that it was the death of the family.
Yes.
Which it was. It destroyed the Bat family. But I don't know.
And then you had Dick Grayson who had to take up the mantle, who didn't want the mantle at
Yes.
first. But he only took it because Jason Todd was like, oh, I'll take it. And he started just mowing people down with guns.
That's the one thing I want to see in this DC universe is Jason Todd, man.
I really wanted to.
I feel like you could give him his own solo movie, and like you always say, spin him off into
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Yeah, Outlaws, absolutely.
I really want that.
Because one of my favorite Teen Titans and now Outlaw is Starfire, and I always wanted to see a movie version of her.
I think that'd be
You know
great.
what I mean?
Yeah. While we're still on comics, and we actually switched over to DC. DC actually has a new comic line coming out called Dark Matter.
What's it about?
I actually have no idea.
Are you excited about it?
I am actually pretty excited. Jim Lee's doing the art. I'm a big fan
I do
of
love Jim Lee.
I love Jim Lee's
I was
art.
wearing a Jim Lee shirt yesterday. That's so funny.
His Batman is my favorite Batman. But he's doing the art, and it's going to start off with Dark Knight Metal, which I think is actually going to be a Batman comic. And it's going to include 5 new series that's going to go into DC for fall 2017. From what I've seen from the art, they kind of look like darker characters. They kind of look more like Justice League Dark type characters. I'm curious if they're trying to do something similar to the Inhumans, but for DC Comics.
Could be. DC and Marvel always ripping off each other. They'll do that forever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I usually really like DC's writing, and anybody always says you like Marvel for the characters, like DC for the writing. You know what I mean? DC's always been way more mature and out there when it comes to writing. So I'm excited to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do and see exactly what it is. But last thing for movie news, since we're pretty much done with the comics and all. So Sony lost the distribution rights to 007.
Do, 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 do. That's going to be the next movie that acquire the rights back.
So there are 5 companies right now fighting for that spot again. Sony is fighting for it again. Universal Pictures, Warner Brothers, 20th Century Fox, and some company I've never heard of.
Which will probably want to get it somehow.
Annapurna.
Annapurna, bless you. So you want to get you a tissue?
Yeah, I have no idea who knows.
It's such a weird idea because I understand it was originally MGM was putting them out. MGM still has the rights to Bond, but they just don't have the finances to pump the movies out. So Sony's been doing it since Casino Royale. I think the first one they did. So
go ahead.
To me, I don't see anything really changing if another company picks it up.
Well, Sony's argument is that they know the property and they know what should be done for the movies. So their argument is that they've been doing it.
Yeah, Sony's usual plan for the 007 movies is what you got to do. They're working.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If Sony didn't pick it up, who wouldn't you mind to see?
I don't want it to be Warner Brothers.
I feel like Warner Brothers likes to dip their hands too much into
and as much as I love the DC Extended Universe so far, I really feel like the things I did not like about it was Warner Brothers' involvement. I don't know.
See, I feel like Fox kind of has the same problem.
Yeah.
Where I feel like they stray too much away from source material, and I don't know if that's because of their lack of access to it.
You know what, though? The reason I'd be okay with Fox is lately I feel like they understand what they need to do to put in a film.
What are the what are the John Wick movies under? Who produces those? Do you know?
I think that is Fox.
If it's Fox, I probably wouldn't mind.
I don't know who does John Wick.
You go say what you were gonna say.
I wouldn't mind it being Fox because look at Logan and the X-Men movies lately. They really know how to make a character not his own, but make good film even without the character. We all mentioned if you took Logan out of Logan, it would still be a good film, just because it was well written. So I don't know if I would mind Fox. So I don't know. Hopefully it's just Sony.
Yeah, I would definitely like if Sony kept it, but I think out of all of them, probably I would say Fox as well.
Definitely wouldn't want.
Summit Entertainment is who does.
You're Summit Entertainment.
John Wick, so it's none of those.
I feel like even John Wick's a little too far because there's only been one rated R Bond movie, and I feel like it.
Well, I wasn't saying in the sense of you had to make Bond rated R, but I really think that the guys over there get action. You know what I mean?
I understand. Not a lot of the like I said, one thing I love about John Wick's is no fast cuts, no shaky cam.
Yeah,
it's actual good fighting in the movie makes a difference.
I agree.
So get rid of shaky cam, Hollywood,
please, for once.
Hey, you know what I forgot to mention last week?
What did you forget?
Mighty Number 9.
Mighty
Gotta make up for it this week. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, while we're on the topic of Sony, we'll get into the video game news. Okay. Sony is dropping the 500 gig PS4 slot.
Yeah, it's the one I got.
Yeah, and they're replacing it with a 1 terabyte. Okay. Same price.
That's really nice.
That is awesome, actually.
That's really cool.
Because as you and I know, 500 gigs, and I'm sure a lot of people who own a PS4 know 500 gigs is nothing.
Yeah.
This generation.
I literally had to get I just finished Final Fantasy and deleted it right away because it took up a nice chunk of that. But yeah, I agree. I think it's awesome with Sony.
Yeah.
I think Sony is winning this war bad when it comes to this last gen of release of consoles, and it's because of decisions like this.
Yeah, I think it's that, and it's also their lineup.
Yeah.
Sony has always just had games.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Microsoft's kind of lacking.
Yeah.
Granted, Microsoft still has their bro shooters like Halo, Gears.
You just call them bro shooters?
Yeah, bro shooters.
Yeah, bro.
Let's just sit back and drink some Mountain Dew.
What are you talking about? Natty Ice. That's what a bro drinks. Got some Natty Ice, bro. Some Axe spray deodorant.
But
I would hit you. So
they all have bro shooters, and I think that what they're missing is those single player games that bring people like you and me in. Because I do like multiplayer shooters. Don't get me wrong. But
Overwatch.
That's not all I like. I really like single player games mostly, especially RPGs. And Xbox used to have Fable,
Yeah.
but they don't even have that anymore.
To be honest, there's not much to say on this besides what a good idea, Sony.
Yeah.
High five to you, Sony.
Now, do you feel like this is a burn, though, to people who already
No, because
bought a PS4?
No, I wouldn't say that because at the end of the day, I made my choice in picking it up. You know what I mean? I know they were probably going to release something else. There's a rumor, huge rumor, that they're releasing a Switch with Majora's Mask.
Oh.
Okay? Rumor. Big rumor. If that comes out, will I be pissed? Of course I'd be pissed.
Yeah, me
But
too.
at the end of the day, we made the decision. We even talked about on this podcast. There's probably going to be a badass version of the Switch to come out with the game. So that's what it is. Plus, I got the Last of Us PS4. Look at that beauty.
It's true. Came with The Last of Us. Now, do you think this also puts Nintendo in a weird spot?
Yes.
Because Nintendo's console's 300 does not come with a game.
Yes.
Is only 32 gigs.
Correct.
PlayStation's console's 300. It's going to be a 1 terabyte, and I'm going to assume they're going to stick with the marketing model they've been doing and make it always come with the game. What is it?
I feel like, of course, it puts Nintendo in an awkward spot.
And then we have Scorpio coming out this year, too, for Xbox. Yeah, I know.
Shut your Scorpio mouth. We're talking about the two systems I enjoy, okay? We'll talk about an Xbox. I might want to know what I'm going to scratch my ass with later, okay? And does it put Nintendo in a rough spot? Yes. I think what Nintendo always count on is their, it's bubbly and fun. Like I said, I've known a few people, especially when I was working at GameStop, that, they came in, they're like, oh, I want a video game for system for my kid. I'm thinking about getting a Wii. I would tell them, hey, PS3's got this, and this on it. Xbox got this, and this on it. No matter what I said about pushing those two systems, they still want a Wii. Because
Nintendo is, to this day, still the better family console. I will admit that. There isn't much for kids on neither PlayStation or Xbox. Those two companies really cater to the hardcore gamers, which are between the ages of 18 and 35.
Yep.
So kids aren't buying games. We're buying games for kids.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like...
And I think Nintendo right now, they're going to bank on, I heard the rumor of a Mario Kart bundle. Is it still going to be $300, or are they going to raise the price for the bundle because it's coming with a game?
No, I doubt that. It definitely would be the same. Well, I think, honestly, if they do raise it, it will have to come with something besides a game. Like, you'll get the wheels with it, or an extra Joy-Con grip or something.
Do you think Mario Kart, though, is the game to do it?
What,
the bundle again?
No, I think they should have waited for a nice single-player experience.
I think either they should have waited for Mario Odyssey, or honestly, I think even Splatoon 2 would have been a good one.
Splatoon 2 would have been a really good idea, and then to me, Splatoon 2, you could have done something real simple and made the Joy-Cons that came with that one.
Like neon
purple
pink.
And green. Yeah, exactly.
Because I know on the cover, like the neon pink and neon green, you could have easily have done.
Yeah. I got flash shocks on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
They're sliding down on you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Quick.
Thank you. I think it's easy to say Nintendo is not going to win this console war.
No, I think they're starting off behind. But what I will say is that if the Switch does well from the beginning, it could bring some good grace into Nintendo for.
I agree. I think the best Nintendo could shoot for, and this is never even going to happen, but the best they could go for is second best in this console war. You know what I mean?
Well, that is still obtainable. Because if you think about it, Sony was at I think it was like 20 million in the first year. Xbox is now only at 28 million, and it's been 3. So Nintendo has that chance to close the gap between them and Microsoft. The opportunity's there. Whether or not that's going to happen is to be said.
It all
the
depends
Wii U
on
only
third. It all depends on third party. And it all depends on a good first year.
Yeah.
Like I said, it started off with a bang. Breath of the Wild, although some hipsters didn't like it, most people didn't, and it was that nice bang. Now we're that thing we talked about immediately, that nice dry spell, where I'm excited to play Mr. Shifty on the Switch. I'm wearing a Flash shirt too. Maybe I am a huge nerd. It's weird.
It's okay. So continuing from that, let's get on with some more.
Nintendo beat Microsoft though. Beat them.
Well, we'll go into Nintendo then. So the rumor is that Nintendo is going to release an SNES Mini. You excited?
Mm-hmm. Yes, no. I don't know. I'd have to see the game lineup.
Did you get it?
I did not get into Nintendo Mini because I already had most of them downloaded on my Wii U.
And that's, I think, the problem for someone like you and me.
Yeah.
I don't really care about having a console just for the sake of having something For nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like if I can play the games on something I already own, why would I?
And then the big complaint I had were, do you see how big the controllers were for it? The controller wire, they're like this big. You had to be on top of your TV.
The wire.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant the controller itself. I was like, man, that thing's huge.
No, but the thing that annoyed me was like, and they said that they wanted to bring it back to kids sitting in front of their TV playing. Well, yeah, that's fine when TVs used to be a giant thing that was on the floor. Like everyone has a flat screen that's on an entertainment system. I'm a grown man. Okay, I'm not gonna sit on the floor to play a game and look up and hurt my back.
Well, also I feel like back in the day, having a big TV was rare. Like it wasn't a common thing. So sitting so close wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know, the screen was smaller. Most people now have 55 inches or bigger for television.
Absolutely.
I'm not sitting that close to a 55 inch.
So if they do, it'll all depend on what games come with it, if they change the length of the cord for the controller, stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I had a lot of Nintendo games because I grew up with a Nintendo. I didn't have as many Super Nintendo games.
Oh, Super Nintendo was my first console.
Actually, I got a Sega.
And then I went
because I
backwards.
was one of the cool kids.
Oh, see, I thought people who got Segas were just telling themselves they were cool because they couldn't get a Super Nintendo.
Okay, so if...
It's okay.
No, I had a Super Nintendo too.
You have the poor man's Mario.
Don't be that guy. Sonic was not the poor man. If Sonic and Mario walked into a fucking bar, okay, Sonic's walking out with more bitches.
I'm just saying, they don't do Sega consoles anymore.
Sega's like one of the biggest third-party developers now, okay?
Where's their
Everybody wants a slice of Sega.
Oh, yeah? Where's the Sega Dreamcast
Shut
chip?
your mouth. Shut your mouth. Sega Dreamcast is one of the greatest systems ever.
I agree.
They just released a game 2 years ago for Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah. Where's their next console?
Shut up, man. Sega wanted to come out of retirement.
Sega's coming back next year?
They could, but they don't want to.
6 consoles in a movie. Anyway, I think the big problem they're going to have this time, though, is people who were burned from trying to get a NES Classic. That thing was hard to find.
Well, it's Nintendo.
And people were just buying it to resell it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Nintendo has to do this time. Be like, look, we get that like our things are rare. This time they really need to manufacture enough so that anyone can just go into a store and pick them up.
So maybe I'll get it. If it comes with like Super Metroid, I'll be really excited. I did like the Super versions of everything. This is a cube I'm doing.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Super Sonic? Oh, he's not on Super Nintendo. That's right. So he didn't get a super version of a game. You suck. Okay.
We didn't need a super because he was already super, okay?
Oh, was he? Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny. He ripped off of Goku going Super Saiyan.
You got something to say?
Isn't it like Mario and Sonic Winter Olympics? Sonic's name isn't first in that.
Does it matter whose name is first?
Some would say it does. So keeping on this Nintendo, rumor is also that Nintendo is going to release a Switch Mini.
Yeah, I heard that, and I think it's kind of a decent idea because I know the Switch is pretty big for me, and I'm a huge guy, so I can imagine like a kid playing that. Like, you know, my son playing that, it wouldn't work out for him because, you know what I mean, he's nowhere near as big as me, and that thing's pretty heavy. So it's smart. Like I said.
Now, do you think that that's kind of sucks for people who already got it? And second, would the Joy-Con still attach? Like, I'm curious as to what exactly.
I don't know how they would do it. I don't know if it'd be like a 2DS thing.
Would it need a separate dock?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like a 2DS thing where it's like, yeah, this is a smaller, cheaper version for you, but you lose a lot of functions because of it, or if it would just be a better. I don't know. You'll have to see. But I don't think that...
You lose function. What function do you lose? Netflix? You already don't have that.
Well, like maybe the Joy-Cons can't come off with this one. You know
yeah, maybe they're just attached.
Yeah. Or, you know what I mean? Or, you know, it's like ours, one of the coolest things about the Switch, and you even have to agree with this, is you press nothing, anything like that. Literally, you dock it, it's on your TV. You undock it, it's off.
I agree.
Maybe this one's not as seamless like that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So there's a lot of things you could lose
maybe
out
instead
on.
of a dock, it's just a cable that plugs into the bottom leading to the television. Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. I'm still like, it's not something I would ever pick up. I like the Switch. I like the way it feels. And I was a Nintendo boy, so I knew that they're going to release something cooler down the line. And if I want it so bad, I'll pick that up too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, my wife really mad at me. super pissed. Like, really? So the other day, I had to go to a doctor's appointment. So my wife calls me or texts me. And she's like, "Are you stopping home from work for dinner?" And I said, "No, I'm just gonna pick up the Switch and then I'm gonna head to the doctor's." She texted me back like all caps, "What?" So I called her. I said, "I'm gonna go home, pick up the Switch, so I have something to play with at the doctor's office, and then I'm gonna go home and eat." She's like, "Oh, I thought you were buying another Switch." I was so pissed off. I was like, "Why would I buy another Switch?" I don't feel like driving all the way home, honey. So I'm stopping at Walmart, picking a whole new console up.
And a new game because.
Well, I can't play it with nothing. Like, I thought that was hilarious, though. Miscommunication thing with text, I guess.
Two worlds, that's what we live on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Two Worlds. Two Worlds 2 is coming out with DLC. 6 years later.
Has it only been 6 years since that game got released?
Yeah, it's only been 6.
That game was awful, man. The first game came out like 2007, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man.
I didn't even play the second one because the first one was just
Neither
so
did I.
bad.
I'll never forget this. I was working at GameStop, and the way the store manager I was working for at the time pitched it was Oblivion on steroids.
That's how they pitched it to me.
So I was like,
And then
what?
I read the back of the
I
box.
sold it to you, matter of fact, I remember. And I let you return it because it was so bad.
And you know what was messed up though? The back of the box says that.
Yeah.
Oblivion on steroids.
It was not.
So I was kind of like, these motherfuckers, they just read the box.
I don't know though. That's how they pitch it because anybody that worked for the GameStop company knows you go to a conference every year as a store
You
manager.
have to sell these games.
And these developers, they'll pitch it to you, and that's what they do. And he came back talking about this game, and I bought it first day. I played 20 minutes of that before I ripped that shit out of my
The voice acting was horrible.
It was like, literally, they grabbed anybody walking by. "Hey, you ever want to read these lines?" "Sure." It was like that old English, and they had no idea what they're saying. "Thou shalt are not 5?" Like, what? I remember, matter of fact, I let you return it because it was so bad.
It was god awful. Well, yeah, they're getting DLC. 6 years later.
Who's playing this game?
There's
Somebody listening to this podcast right now fuming because how much he loved Two Worlds.
He is probably going crazy. He probably didn't hear how much we hate it. All he heard was DLC.
Yeah! You gotta be kidding me! I'm waiting forever! 6 game years.
He just goes outside with air horns.
Punches the mailman with 202. Oh, man.
Oh,
But
imaginary fan.
that game did give me the hardest laugh ever. I was working at GameStop and a guy came in and was like, "You guys have the first one?" It was just Two Worlds. I was like, "What? Yeah, the first one?" I was like, "It is the first one." He's like, "It's 2." I was like,
I'm looking for One World.
Yeah. That happened to me twice there. Army of 2, same thing. You guys have the first one? Or Army of 1. It's called every first-person shooter.
I'm a one.
I mean, you left in your notes, you said to me that's like, does anybody care? If they're doing this, somebody's got to care.
Yeah, they must have seen some sort of stat that says people are still playing this game. It has to be a pretty large majority of people.
The only other thing I could gather is maybe they made this years ago, and then they're finally like, let's just release this.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Is it going to be free content? What is it going to be?
There's no price tied to it or anything. All I know is it comes out May 25th, and it's
Somebody's excited.
Yeah. I don't know if this is also just to see if there's still interest in the series to bring out a third.
I can't be honest, I don't know how they did a second one.
Two Worlds 3. Or I hope they just up the ante and say 3 Worlds. Really pissed that guy off that came in. I need part 1.
I knew this was part 1.
I knew there was a One World.
That game was so bad. I don't know. I never played. Do you know what? This is me talking back. I never played the second one, which I heard was largely better than the first one, but nothing to go home crazy about. So
Yeah.
But like I said, I was burnt so bad. There's no way I'd ever try.
No returning.
This content could come out and be like, this is one of the greatest. What is it even getting released on? That's a what? 360?
I don't.
Is that a PlayStation 4 game? That's not even a PlayStation 4 game.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be PS3, 360, and PC. Or they might just drop the PS3 and 360 and make it PC.
PC, yeah. I'm thinking it's only PC. Wow. Wow. That would be like them coming out and be like, all right, we're finally fixing Army of Two 40th Days ending. Here's
No, Bethesda the C3 comes out. They're like, who still has their original Morrowind for the original Xbox? Expansions. I kind of want to make a company now just to do that, like make DLC for games that are so old. Who here still has their Super NES? You take your cartridge and put it into this cartridge, boom, 200 new levels.
Oh, that would be amazing. Just go. Anybody still got Digimon World? All right, we're adding new skins in now. You remember playing Monster Rancher?
I do remember Monster Rancher where you could put your CDs in.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was pretty cool.
I don't think they could never work nowadays.
We have 2 more topics left. This one should go pretty quick. Call of Duty. You like them. You seem to always like the campaigns. I know you're not a multiplayer guy, but you really every year you get it and you play the campaign.
I do, and then I try to play online and I get pissed next time.
So Call of Duty 2 will be World War II. Call of Duty 2, Jesus. Call of Duty World War II will be revealed April 26th.
Ooh.
Do you think this is their last chance to bring their fans back? Because Call of Duty sales, while Call of Duty is still one of the best-selling games every year,
April 26th is really soon, isn't it?
that is super soon.
Hold on.
Like 2 days.
No, my bill's due on my phone. Hold on. 3 days.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so April 26th. Yeah, that's like really soon.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this?
I think if there's any chance for Call of Duty to bring me back, this is it. I love World War II shooters. I'm tired of all this futuristic stuff. I'm tired of jetpacks. I want boots on the ground. I want to be able to run. I want my bolt action guns back. And I don't want to feel like if I don't use a certain attachment or if I don't use a certain perk.
Do you think there's gonna still be something ridiculous in that? I mentioned to you earlier, you got so pissed off time travel.
I would be so mad.
You were like, "Is they Assassin's Creed this?" No. Like,
I'd be so mad if one guy goes into the past with his future tech to advance the past. I would be pissed. Now
I feel like you've done World War II 3 times.
I agree.
You're gonna have to do something to make this one stand out.
Well, I saw a meme, and it was a guy, and he was looking at the reveal for Call of Duty World War II, and it was a guy smiling and it said, "No, finally, no more jetpacks." And then underneath it was a black and white picture of a Nazi with a prototype jetpack, and then you just see his face with his jaw dropped, like. So I'm really mad if they somehow still get these.
We'll see. I'm excited. Like I said, I pick it up every year because 1, I like the Call of Duty hype. 2, Call of Duty, and you can say whatever, they know how to cut a fucking trailer. They do.
I do agree with that.
Always get me hyped.
I agree with that.
Like Black Ops 3, I hated, but painted black in it, I was like, what?
I always just have to keep telling myself now, do not buy it. You are not gonna like it. Do not buy it.
I see. The issue is I liked Advance or Infinity War.
Okay.
So which is funny because I hated Black Ops 3, so it's funny that I dig it. But I've been picking up since Black Ops 2. I've been picking it up every year that comes out.
Well, okay.
So that's a lie. Matter of fact, before that, because I picked up Modern Warfare, I picked up Modern Warfare 2, skipped Modern Warfare 3. Skip Black Ops 1, and then I picked up Black Ops 2. Didn't pick it up since.
The last Call of Duty that I bought was Ghost.
You bought Advanced Warfare.
I got it for free.
That's right.
I refuse. I have not bought a Call of Duty since Ghost.
You were. Matter of fact, if I had waited, you were going to give me a free copy. Son of a bitch. I remember that.
I was going to give you mine because I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But you bought because I didn't get my code until the day it was released. You already picked it up.
Yeah,
and I asked you if you started playing it, and you already opened it, and also I was like,
yeah, I picked it up at 9 that night because I had an early release for it.
Yeah, you picked it up at midnight when I didn't get mine until the day it was out.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that sucks.
But like I said, I enjoyed that game, so I was fine with it.
Yeah. I haven't got one since Ghost. I haven't liked a Call of Duty since 4.
To Advance or since Modern Warfare?
I have not liked a Call of Duty since 4.
See, I even love Ghost, man. I like Ghost.
Didn't like Ghost.
Love Black Ops 2.
My favorite Call of Duties are 4 and 2. Original 2. Not Modern Warfare 2.
No, I understand.
I'm saying this mostly for the audience.
Yeah.
Because I say that and then some people go, Modern Warfare 2? Black Ops 2? No, neither. Just 2.
Call of Duty 2 was really good.
2 was amazing.
Think 3 was disappointing.
3 was
made by a different company.
3 was Treyarch.
Yeah.
Treyarch, it's funny now because Treyarch now does the best Call of Duties. It used to be Infinity Ward did the best. Treyarch were the ones that you kind of skipped over.
Yeah.
I used to buy Call of Duty every other year. If Infinity Ward did it, I bought it.
They did Modern Warfare. They did Modern Warfare 2, Infinity War.
Yes.
So.
And they did half of 3. And then that's when that whole thing started with...
3 companies now.
Yes. Well, Sledgehammer finished Modern Warfare 3 because of the whole thing with Infinity Warfare claiming they never got paid and all this other stuff. So the old Infinity War guys left, made Titanfall. And then Titanfall's good, yeah. And then now we have Sledgehammer, Infinity War, and Treyarch. Those are the 3 companies. And I believe this one should be Sledgehammer, this World War II one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because the last one was Black Ops 3 was made by Treyarch.
Yes, and then you had Advanced War, which was made by Sledgehammer.
Yes.
And then you just had Infinity War, which was Infinity War.
Yeah, which I really like that one, and I liked Advanced Warfare too.
Yeah, so I think the next one should be Sledgehammer, and then the one after that I believe is Treyarch, or the one. No, wait, Treyarch just did this one, didn't they? Infinity War.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I don't.
We're not looking it up, man.
I don't keep track.
We're over an hour. All right.
We have one topic left. So
we confuse the crap out of people enough.
Yeah, I honestly just don't care about Call of Duty anymore. So it's just.
I'm gonna pick it up because it's Call of Duty, and
I'll watch the reveal, see how I feel about it, and go from there. I don't want the parkour stuff anymore. I just kind of want like a grounded.
Yeah, me and my wife got an argument earlier about parkour. I think it's the biggest waste of time ever. She says it's a fun exercise. I say so with sex.
So
who cares about that now? You know.
Right. Last topic, though. The gaming industry is actually constantly doing well in America. It's actually been growing. Like every year, it's been doing better than the previous. But the funny thing is, physical sales every year are declining. Digital are going up. So in the year 2016, digital made up 74% of video game sales. That's crazy. So, what do you think this means for 2017? Do you think that trend's going to continue?
Of course that trend's going to continue. Look at me, somebody who still believes in physical. I have so many games downloaded. So many.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that, like, especially now, I'll do this debate, like, ooh, I really, really want this game. I don't feel like going to the store. We just download it digitally. Where I wouldn't have done that 2 years ago. So you're getting a lot of people like me. Usually it's only the big releases that I get physical anymore. Yeah. Anything side games, I'll go digital. And it's convenient. Honestly, if I had that terabyte PlayStation 4, probably would have went digital this time.
Yeah. I've been all digital.
Yeah, but you have a huge hard drive.
Yeah, I have a 2 terabyte in mine.
Yeah.
But
the ladies love that 2 terabyte too, man. They're like, "Ooh, Zaba, I love your big hard drive." You're like, that's right, ladies.
That's how I got my girlfriend.
That's right.
Walked up to her, I was like, got a 2 terabyte hard drive.
She lost her started sweating instantly once.
Wiping the sweat off her brow.
Yeah.
So, do you think this is bad for stores?
Do I think it's bad for stores? No. Do I think it's terrible for GameStop? Yes, but I feel like GameStop's not a store. They're a soulless beast that is solely sucking the life out of people. It's only going to affect stores that only specialize in video games. Companies like Best Buy that sell video games don't make a profit off their games.
Yeah.
Best Buy makes a profit off of their laptops.
That's why they sell them at such a loss sometimes in their sales.
Because people don't know this, but there's not much of a markup on games.
I think it's like $3 to
$5, depending on the company. And if it's like an independent company, like things like Mighty Number 9, there's no markup whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right. The way GameStop makes their money is use sales. So with the decline in games like that, and I was talking to a store manager at GameStop the other day, and he said it. He was like, GameStop is, I wouldn't say on its last limb, but it's slowly losing body parts as we're speaking. You know what I mean? That was from somebody that worked for the company.
Yeah.
So I don't see and there's no way GameStop would make their money off of consoles by itself.
No. Consoles is another thing that you don't really have a high markup on.
Yeah.
I think it's even less of a markup on a console than it is.
Absolutely. The only issue is if physical copies die on games, that would mean companies would just be selling the consoles, and now that means they probably can set what price they wanted to on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could suck. But if there was no markup on the games anyway, and there's really no markup on the console, really where you're getting your sales are from accessories, or like Best Buy, they make their money when someone comes in to buy a PlayStation 4, they can maybe convince someone to also get a new television.
Correct.
Be like, oh, hey, 4K's a thing.
Yeah, or even besides that, they have their speakers, surround sound, all these things that appeal to somebody that's buying that. First off, you got money to drop on a PlayStation 4 like that, they're going to see you as, you got money to do this and that. I know when I bought my new TV, that's the first thing they saw with their eyes wide when I was buying a new TV, an expensive TV, was, hey, you want this, you want that? When I was just like, how long it took me to convince my wife to let me get this. Leave me alone and let me leave my TV before she changes her mind.
If I come home with another item, even if it's a gum, I'm going to die.
I'm not going to be allowed in this house.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to what this means for the industry. Like, obviously the industry's doing really well. And that was a fear a lot of people had. A lot of people thought that console gaming was going to die. They thought that once, and then especially once the Wii U came out, because no one was buying the Wii U. Everyone was like, oh man, console gaming is dead. When the PS4 came out and the Xbox One came out, kind of said the opposite. Like, those consoles sold like crazy. PS4 more than the Xbox One.
Well, the Switch is doing better as well.
Switch is doing better than the
Wii U.
I
think console, like...
So, I mean, also, these numbers clearly also say that console gaming isn't dead. Like, people are buying games.
Yeah, everybody that tells me they're a mobile gamer always gets that face, like...
Oh, I only play with my cell phone?
Yeah, like... Oh.
And I like to tuck in my shirt to my sweatpants.
But I'm wearing a pillow, so I'm wearing I'm bald on top, but I have a huge ponytail.
Those are the mobile gamers to me.
And I agree with you, though. It's like, I don't think consoles are going away, but I do see... If you were able to convince Mike, our special guest we have on here every once in a while, that to go digital, and he loves it, you know what I mean? And just me and you being friends as long as we are, I've gone digital on a lot of games, and I love it too. I was just looking over at my PS4 game collection. I was just like, I got a lot of games over there, and none of them I want to trade in, and they're just being an eyesore now. Just this stack of PS4 games.
Yeah.
That majority of them are not even installed in my system.
It's kind of funny because every week I look at the deals under PS4 and PS3. And sometimes, like Devil May Cry HD, I already owned it on disc, but I just want to clear up the shelf space. So it was on sale digitally for the PS3 for $4. So I got it. I was like, why not? $4. Got it for $4, and I just traded in my old one for $5. My disc version
made $1, bro.
Yeah. So I was like, that's slowly just what I've been doing. Like, I just don't want any disc anymore. Like, just get rid of them.
Yeah, man, it's good for you. You're a hipster. So, and especially now that like the benefits you did have before was like, early releases and stuff like that for games, and now, like you said, if a game comes out at 9 at GameStop, you're getting it 9 digitally as well.
Yes.
Not only that, it's pre-installed for you.
Yeah, so you can pre-install a game 48 hours before its release. So Dragon Quest Heroes 2 comes out this Tuesday coming up. If you got it for your PS4, you could already have it installed today.
What else is it coming out for?
I think it comes out for Switch. But I don't know if that's this Tuesday. I think the Switch release is delayed because the Switch version comes with both. The first and the second. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the one that RPG?
No, that's the one that's like Dynasty Warriors.
Oh yeah, I'm not being on
Dragon Quest 11 is the RPG.
I'm really excited about that.
That one got its release date for July, but only for Japan. We don't know.
You're not picking up that Dynasty Warriors clone, are you?
I might.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Dynasty Warriors? That mobile gamer just lost his mind.
I used to love Dynasty Warriors back on the PS2. Then I kind of fell out of it. But now I've realized I like the ones that are skinned as things that I enjoy. Like, I love the anime One Piece.
I thought I did until I played Hyrule Warriors.
I didn't enjoy Hyrule Warriors.
I was like, what is this? Like, I wanted to enjoy it too, because you know how much I love Legend of Zelda. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, we know.
I bought 4 pairs of Legend of Zelda socks yesterday.
I'm pretty sure everyone on this podcast knows how much you like Zelda.
Oh, it's my favorite game franchise. Come on, let's see how well you know me. It was my second favorite.
Actually, I don't think I... Oh, Metal Gear.
Why
did I draw a blank for a second?
I know, I have a whole shelf.
I was really upset for a second.
I have a whole shelf devoted to Metal Gear Solid.
I was like, why am I thinking of Mario?
I do like Mario.
I think of your son a lot, too, who loves Mario and Sonic. Like, those are his two favorite things, I feel like.
He does. He's into Mega Man right now. We're on the Mega Man.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
He listened to the podcast. He was like, a show's coming out? This is great. And I said, how are you listening to our podcast? Then he was like, I don't know, it disappeared. It was weird. No, I'm just kidding. He's really excited about Mega Man.
Yeah, but that's pretty much... I mean, I had one more topic, but I don't know if you want to drag it out longer than this. I didn't write it down.
Well, I mean, people, let's see. What is it?
The last one I had was I read an article recently that Bioware needs to stop making open world games.
Oh, why? I need to know this now. Guys, we're going in overtime right now. Buzzer sound. Hey, go!
All right, so the article was saying that BioWare's games have slowly been declining ever since they've been making them bigger and bigger and bigger. That KOTOR, Jade Empire, those games, while they were big, were very linear in what you could
agree
in the space.
Even they were all broken up in sections, and each section was about the same lengthwise. And although it looked massive to you,
yes,
they were.
It was more of like an illusion.
Yes,
You thought it was bigger than what it really was.
Like when you were on Tartarus, I think it was in KOTOR. That planet looked ginormous. You could see skyscrapers back in there. But technically, there was literally each part of it was only 2 platforms you could walk on.
Yeah. So people have been saying that Mass Effect 1, amazing game story-wise.
Really good.
While the gameplay wasn't the best, I feel like most people never really played BioWare games for the longest time because of gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, Dragon Age wasn't good gameplay-wise, but the story was really good, and that's why it has the fan base it has. Dragon Age 2, when they tried to add that combat system, they kind of lacked on the story. A lot of people didn't like Dragon Age 2. Mass Effect 2, your favorite Mass Effect. I felt the story was lacking in Mass Effect 2, but I definitely agree that the gameplay was better. Same thing with 3. They increased the gameplay again, lost out on even more RPG elements, and then we agree that the story at the very end
felt big time.
Was a cliff dive.
Yep.
And, you know, a lot of people just seem to think that their games are just lacking that BioWare polish. Before, when you saw the name BioWare on a game,
it meant like this was a journey that you're going to go on that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I agree with you on the story because to me, you can't touch Knights of the Republic, by far the best story.
I honestly think their best 3, Knights of the Republic 1 and 2, and KOTOR. I mean, not KOTOR, Jade Empire.
Yeah.
Jade Empire is another one.
Such a good game.
So amazing, and I think it's the forgotten redheaded child. Because anytime I talk to people about BioWare, people always seem to forget Jade Empire.
Well, I mean, because a lot of people got pissed off by Jade Empire because that's what they chose to do instead of
KOTOR 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but overall, yeah, I think it's I can see that. You know what I mean? Kind of build your bridges too much, and sometimes you got to symbolize it down a little bit.
So, I'm curious. Do you think? Would you rather see BioWare take a step back to these smaller worlds?
Absolutely. But we talked about before. I feel like some of these open worlds are getting too big. Give me the illusion of how
big world.
massive they are. Because I think what was it? Grand Theft Auto 5. The city was smaller than it was in 4.
No, I think 5 is the biggest they've ever done. But they really packed that place. Rockstar in general does a really good job, though.
There was a game I played where the sequel had a smaller city, technically, but it felt so much fuller. And I can't remember what the game was.
Wait, what game did you say? Grand Theft Auto? Maybe it was Watch Dogs 2.
Might have been Watch Dogs.
Because Watch Dogs 2 did seem a lot more populated. I still didn't care for the game, but...
I didn't like the first one too much. I didn't hate it. But either way, sometimes smaller is better. You know what I mean?
And you know what I think? I think this open world craze is... I hope it's coming to an end soon.
Yes.
Like, I really hope some companies are just like...
Westerns.
We don't need every game to be open world. We can have a long game without having a bajillion things to do.
Yeah. Well, even if it's a long game, I talk about this one all the time, and I swear the sales for the orders have come up, or the order 1886 has gone up since podcast because I rave about how much I like that game.
I love that game.
It is a linear game. It's not a long game, and I love that game just because it's polished. It's well done. The story was great.
Yeah. I mean, there's another game coming out called Hellblade. It's made by the guys that did Ninja Theory, the guys that did Heavenly Sword.
Right.
I recently watched an interview with them. I did not know that this game is going to be less than $60 when it comes out. Their theory is they want to make it is a linear experience, and they want to prove that AAA developers can make smaller games that still look beautiful, that still have a lot of content, and they don't have to be $60. They don't have to be open world. So I'm actually really excited for that.
I agree with you. We had this conversation before. This is one of the things we agree on all the time was people get mad that they get release games for full price and they're short games, but then these are the people that wouldn't be willing to pay, $100 or $200 for Witcher 3, which is like 300 hours.
If a game was priced by the hours it takes, these people who complain about these games that are only like 13 to 14 hours would not pay for a game that's 300 hours like Witcher. And I think that's the other problem I have with most open world games too. The Witcher does it so well. The world feels full. All the quests in The Witcher, and you've been playing it, so maybe you can agree with me with this.
Meg looks good naked, and I'm not even gay. It's crazy.
I love Geralt. He's one of my favorite video game characters ever. But even the side quests in that game are amazing. They almost feel like main quests.
I appreciate it, and it's such a simple detail. I was walking through the village, just hearing what everybody had to say, and although it was linear conversation, short paragraphs, everyone was different. That means they literally
Well, I don't know if you know this. That's actually good that you listen, because if you hear someone complaining about something and then you go up and talk to them, you get a quest. They do not get quest markers over their heads. If you just listen to someone talking and they're like, man, like there's this griffin and he just keeps pulling up my crops. You go over and talk to that person, you'll get the quest to take out that griffin.
Word.
It's pretty cool. And that's the thing I love about The Witcher. Like, to me, The Witcher brought open world games to a new level, similar to what a lot of people would say Zelda may have for Breath of the Wild.
And we raved about this earlier, and this is going to be the last time I say it because it's gone over a little bit over a normal time. Final Fantasy 15, although open world, I feel like they handled it really well.
I agree.
And the reason why was, one, you could choose whether you wanted to fast travel or not, which I really liked. Number two, there was a few chapters in that game that were linear. You point A to point B, that's it. And I love that mixed in, because when it did get back to the open world, I missed it. But at the same time, I was so tired of the open world, I'm glad. It was like 4 chapters in a row that were all linear.
Yes.
That, to me, was a genius idea.
I also like that the world felt full. There was always enemies around. It felt alive.
Yeah, especially at nighttime, man.
And that was always my problem, personally, with Zelda. I told you all the time that Zelda, to me, just felt too empty. And I got that a lot of people said to me, this Zelda is meant for exploration. It's meant for you to go find things. You're not supposed to be constantly fighting.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I get that. I want my worlds to feel like they're full. I want to see people traveling around and stuff like that. But, that's just me. On that note, I guess we can end it here.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this is episode 21, our legal to drink episode. Right. So if you guys are 21, take a shot for every time I say correct, because that's my favorite catchphrase.
We should get shirts made.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct.
Correct. You know what I mean? That's how I sound intelligent. You are correct! I listen back to a podcast and I say correct one more time, I'm going to punch myself. And this is how I give myself black eyes.
I was wondering why you always look like you're hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this is episode 21.
Yes.
If you liked it, please hit that like button.
If you didn't like it, hit the like button.
And leave a comment down below. We would love to see some feedback. We are on SoundCloud,
Twitter,
Facebook, YouTube, and now Twitch.
Don't forget, there is gameplay attached to all our YouTube videos. So if you're curious about any game that's recently come out, my buddy over here, Will, has been playing them, so you don't have to.
Yeah, so I've been putting gameplay of new games. It's usually not really deep. I haven't done Persona because that's a very story game. I didn't want anyone to have anything ruined for them. So there's no gameplay for Persona, but I've been doing a lot of gameplay of basically new titles that have come out every week. So you can kind of get like a taste for the game. And I also, in the beginning of the video, put the title of the game in the bottom left corner for you in case you were curious as to what game it was.
You are welcome.
Yes.
All right, this is Jesse Nazario.
And Will Zabo.
Saying peace.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yes, good. Now you're getting it.